Hi, my name is Noah, and my community is the Palestinian youth and those involved in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I graduated from Tel Aviv University and majored in Middle Eastern Studies. I got the opportunity to work in the West Bank alongside Israelis and Palestinians, which awoke in me a huge interest and passion for the conflict and to find solutions. So the first part of my project was to create a medium publication called Yalla Habibi, which means come on, my friend, and reporting about organizations and individuals that are working to create a dialogue and peace building. I published nine stories on Medium, which got very good feedback, mostly because, not in numbers, not so many numbers, but mostly because there were stories about topics that people don't usually think about when they think about this conflict, like explaining the geography or talking about trends that are going on in Gaza and the West Bank. Then one day I was talking to Mohammed, a friend of mine from the West Bank, and to Mohanad, someone I interviewed for a parkour story, which is very cool if you want to read it. And they were sharing with me their frustration about the lack of employment and opportunities in the West Bank. So I thought, what can I do to help them? I cannot give them a job, but how can I help them get a job? So I went back and did some research, and I found out that the unemployment rate for people in the ages of 15 to 24 is extremely high, given that in the US for that same age group is 14%. And the period they wait between they graduate from university until they get their first job is extremely long, so 3.5 years they're doing absolutely nothing. This leads many Palestinians to choose the most dangerous alternative, which is being illegal construction workers in Israel, because they get better salaries. And then it was in our Jeremy Kaplan's class of entrepreneurial journalism that I had an epiphany. And I thought about creating a freelance newsletter providing Palestinians with resources, explaining freelancing, and giving them sort of a curated list of opportunities and jobs they can start working on. And I sent it back to Mohammed, my friend I talked about before, to ask him about if he would find this useful. He loved it, and he connected me with Ashraf. Ashraf lives in Hebron, and during the last few months, an Israeli Jew has been talking to a Palestinian from the West Bank, eye to eye on Skype, and he had a very similar idea to mine about creating temporary jobs in West Bank. So we started talking about how we can bring this idea to life, and we came up with Foros Sifar Kilometer, which I'm very excited to talk about. And Foros in Arabic means job or occupation, and Sifar Kilometer is 0 kilometer, which is a point zero in which distances are measured. Foros, it also means in English for us. So it's this play of words. And the first thing that I learned through Ashraf is that there's no freelancing culture in Palestine. Palestinians don't really know what it is to be an independent worker. So that's the first thing that we wanted to do, inform and educate. What is freelancing? What are the benefits? How can you get into these jobs? Also, something that Ashraf told me is that the self-perception of Palestinians is very negative. They see themselves as poor, as not good enough, and we want to change this. We want to change their perception in their eyes and in the rest of our audience's eyes. This will further empower this young population. We want to do this by applying social journalism strategies, like data analysis, like social media platforms, using them, and mostly community engagement. We want to know, where's our community? What do they want? What do they fear? What do they love? How do they want to do things? We really want to bring change, and we know we are starting to see some change. And this is mostly because we want them to expand beyond their borders. Foros Sifar Kilometer is looking to find the talent, to identify the talent, connect students with companies, international companies, help them get financial stability and advance their professional careers. the first thing we did was to create a Facebook page. Why? Because that's where our community is. That's where they are having conversations. That's where they are meeting and talking among themselves. I don't really know because they speak Arabic, but I try to. And, and this is the post that was the most popular post in our page, which is a video of me explaining the freelance project and freelance culture, the concept. And this is a very good learning experience because I sent this video to a friend of mine who told me this is too professional, this is too serious. You should be more casual when you talk to the camera. And then I sent it to Ashraf and he loved it. He said, this is very professional, this is very serious and people are gonna love this video. And they did. This is just one of the many examples that I've been learning by talking to Ashraf, by putting all my preconceptions on aside and really listen to my community and let them lead me instead of me trying to do the things the way I think they should be done. These are some of the feedbacks. And this project means a lot to me. The program has allowed me to pursue my passion of the conflict and trying to find solutions, talking to the enemy or who we're supposed to be enemies with. And combine it with journalism to raise their voice, the voice of these young, prepared Palestinians who are ready to start and take on jobs, but just need a little push. The amazing thing about this year is that we have been able to take everything that we learned in reporting class, in social media platforms class, in data class, in metrics, and all of our classes, and actually applied it on the ground and be able to make a change. And that's where Ashraf and I are looking forward, and we're slowly growing our small initiative, and hopefully this is not only for Palestinians, but in the future for refugees or for a greater cause. Thank you so much for listening, and please follow us on Facebook, 4 Kilometer, and if you have any questions.